Hi, this is John Barnes, and you're listening to Kop On.
Welcome to Kop On Podcast, you buttery, crumbly cookie. My name's Owen, and I am thrilled to be joined by Nigel to discuss all things Liverpool. Forget the World Cup nonsense. I've hardly seen a match. The Côte d'Ivoire against Norway match has just finished, and I did watch the last 20 minutes. That was fairly decent, but I've missed so much of it. So we're not going to bother with that. You know, basically glorified pre-season friendly tournament. We're going to concentrate on Liverpool, the real stuff. I'm really missing it, Nigel. How are you feeling about, Liverpool, as bad as we were last year? Like, I'm so eager to get going with the new coach. I'm missing it.
Yeah, there's an air of optimism for me anyway. It's just looking at any of our players in the World Cup are trying to. And, we've got 4 coming home after last night. We might have another one coming home after tonight. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure about the later games. I'm trying to think what the later games are. Not the kind of early morning ones, maybe. I'm not sure if there's an early morning.
We've got France, Sweden coming up, Mexico, Ecuador. The listeners will know the results of this if they're following it. Then England, Congo, Belgium, Senegal. And that takes us through to Thursday.
There might be.
But I don't know.
One player in there somewhere. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so, actually. Maybe, because Konate's left. But then maybe not.
Have we got somebody playing with England?
No, for the first time in a long time. There's no Liverpool player.
Good. That's great. All the more reason. All the more reason. Great. No, actually, it hasn't been great. It's hasn't been a great World Cup for me. I've enjoyed Isak, actually. He's playing now later on. I've enjoyed Isak. He's played 90 minutes and he's looking an awful lot sharper. So, yeah.
What's he been doing, Isak? Has he scored any goals?
He scored a goal and got a couple of assists in one game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And, he's been doing okay. He's played 90 minutes. I was watching the Germany-Paraguay game last night, and then some of the Netherlands-Morocco game, and I have to say that Germany and the Netherlands were coached horribly. Nagelsmann tried to play 4 number 10s, including Wirtz, and it was just the structure of the team, the game plan was just absolutely awful.
Well, I saw the highlights, and it didn't look like Germany had many ideas. It's like their best attacks were just from, crosses, like very standard crosses into the box.
Well, Wirtz put in a great ball for their goal, actually.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant cross.
But it was still just a cross, you know what I mean? There was nothing, what I mean, in terms of like team attacking play, what I would have been expecting from Julian Nagelsmann, him having a reputation of being a very good attacking coach. But I was just very surprised. Their plan was just to sort of like pick it around the Paraguay shape, knock the ball around their front players and then get it wide and occasionally get a cross in.
Kind of tried to sit deep, and they were playing like 3 up front, and we've seen the problems we've had trying to break down low blocks with 3 up front and then getting caught on the break because we look like we're lacking a man in the middle, an extra man in the midfield because of the 3 up front. So it's a bit like that. No,
what did you make it? Let's just talk about Liverpool players. What did you make of Wirtz's 90 minutes? Because I didn't see.
He was okay. He was trying to get on the ball, and he, like I said, I put in a great cross for the goal. But it's just he kind of seemed a little bit alienated out on the left hand side. From what I've seen with Wirtz when he's playing well, he's drifting across all the time. He's drifting side to side, and just kind of putting him into a set position doesn't really seem to work. Like I described for some of the people, like try and position Peter Beardsley into a set position, or Kenny Dalglish into a set position. And it just doesn't work. These lads are kind of off the cuff guys,
and they need runners ahead of them. I think that's key for Florian.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It helps. Yeah, and guys who can take a player away from a bit of space and create a bit of space in front of in front of Wirtz or Beardsley or Dalglish, whatever. And then the football brain comes in, and they can kind of open it up with their own mind into the spaces. Germany as a whole were poor in the World Cup. The structure of the squad was really poor. As for the rest, I'm just looking through here now for a second and trying to see. Yeah, Wirtz has done okay. Holland, the same thing.
Yeah, I was going to ask the Netherlands, but Virgil apparently was a bit shaky, or
Yeah,
Was it not his fault?
it's the coaching thing again. I think it really didn't help. We looked, Holland, the Netherlands looked like. I'll just hang on a second now. I'm just looking to see. They got a 2-2 draw with Japan in the first game and shaky enough. Then they beat Sweden 5-1 and they were good in that. And then they beat Tunisia 5-1 and they were okay. Cody Gakpo scored a lovely goal for the other night. I mean, really, really kind of a good striker's goal. And then kind of broke down crying on the pitch after what happened with him. It's very, very sad. It's an awful thing.
Yeah,
very, very sad. But I was talking to a friend of mine today. We were talking about just the thing. Like Cody Gakpo didn't become a bad player overnight, but he became a scapegoat overnight for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see under the new manager, when we're playing, hopefully with a fitter team, a more forward-looking team, Cody Gakpo will revert to what we had for basically 2 seasons, 3 seasons under Jurgen Klopp. I think it's 2, and become a very, very good player for us. You know, people saying, "Oh, he just cuts inside all the time." He might do, but they can't stop it. They couldn't stop it the first 2 seasons he played with us.
Yes and no. I don't think I'm going to look it up. I don't think his very first sort of from January onwards, wasn't it? It was the 22-23 season where we signed him in like January 2023.
Scored the first goal against Everton.
He got 7 goals in 17 matches, 1,500 minutes. He got 7 goals and 2 assists, which is pretty good. But then in all of the next season, he only managed 200 more minutes because he was fighting it out with Diaz, I suppose, and he must have been injured a little bit. But he got 7 goals in the first half season, and then 8 goals in the first full season, and then 10 goals the season we won the league under Slot. So he was improving until last season, where he went back to 7 goals.
Yeah, where everyone struggled. Everyone struggled that season. So that's
in terms of assists, if you just count the full seasons, forget the 2 assists he had in that half season, he got 5 assists, 4 assists, and 5 assists, going from the 23-24 season to last season. So 5, 4, and 5 for assists, 8, 10, and 7 for goals. I mean, he's quite consistent, but those 7 goals were in 2,700 minutes, which is poor. But like you say, so many of them were poor.
God,
he wasn't the scapegoat. It was just like the whole team was really bad.
Yeah, he was really singled out now for a lot of vitriol, I suppose you could call it, because he was really, really getting like belittled and harassed, basically. And you know, and then this happens with him and his partner, and it's very sad. So hopefully he'll come back and get a good pre-season under his belt and become a very be a very important player for us again.
I hope so. I love a redemption story, and I hope that he gets a lot more respect and love and all of that, because
Ryan Gravenberch, was a little bit more on the front foot than he had been. We've had this discussion. You know, the way he does that half turn, and we didn't see it at all last season. He was doing that a little bit and trying to get on the front foot a little bit more. So hopefully we'll see more of that. I thought like he looked like a different player last season than as well under the way we were playing. It was used particularly poorly, I thought. All of our players were used particularly poorly. You remember the goal he scored against Everton earlier on? He scored a lovely goal. I think it was the first goal of the game, Ryan Gravenberch, and it was flicked in over the top, and he just kind of guided it over the keeper.
Oh yes, a beauty.
It was a beautiful goal.
Cracker.
He's a really good player, and all our lads are really good players. And it's just whether it was lack of fitness or lack of wanting to play for the manager. Now I don't like seeing people down in tools and stuff like that, but it looked like the whole team had just completely said, we're not playing for this guy.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what went on, but yeah, Gakpo and Gravenberch are 2 who I'm very interested in seeing them develop under the new manager. See what happens with them. We've got to keep Gakpo because we're so short on numbers, and also we're short on midfield. We're short everywhere on numbers so far. We haven't really discussed Victor Munoz here, I don't think. Did we discuss him last time? I can't
we had a small conversation on him, I think, but he hasn't played yet.
No, but I was looking at some stats on him, and comparing him, for example, to Bradley Barcola, which might be a little bit unfair, but he outperforms Barcola in terms of crosses, carrying the ball and dribbling quite significantly, outdoing Barcola in terms of dribbling. But his non-penalty goals, he's way down against Barcola. Victor Munoz is way down against Barcola. And one of the most important ones is non-penalty expected goals plus expected assists. Bear with me on that. I think it's the most important thing. If you look at Bradley Barcola last season, what should have happened, the expected goals and assists, he was off the charts. But for one reason or another, the goalkeepers put in some great saves. The striker who he passed to fluffed their lines, time and time again. So his actual assists were way down. I think he got 1 or 2 in Liga for the whole season. But his expected assists are off the charts. So that tells you that he just had it's a little bit similar to the Luis Suarez hit the post season. So Barcola is someone who we've been linked with a lot. The latest I heard is that PSG are saying that he's not for sale now. And I heard that via David Ornstein, I think. I'll double check that. What do you think of Barcola rumours, Nigel? And Munoz, if you want to talk about this.
Well, I think Barcola would cost too much money. I think we could actually get 2 players for the amount that we're being quoted for Bradley Barcola. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I just think these big teams selling at a premium. They don't have to. If they don't want it, they can just price them whatever they want. Red Bull are the same. The Red Bull teams, they can just do what they want. Huge amounts of money behind them, and they can just. So I'm actually happy we signed Munoz because it's going to a smaller team and getting a better value for money for a player who I think we missed Diaz badly last season. That type of player, and I think he could be that type of player for us. Running the flanks and outball. So I'm happy enough for kind of not getting Diomandé, and Barcola. I'm just not sure. Liga is it's not exactly. They're great. They're a good side, PSG, but for week in, week out, the physicality in the Premier League, can he put up with that? You know what I mean? That's the issue.
Liga is surprisingly physical. I think that's one thing where it is almost comparable to the Premier League, actually, in terms of the physicality. I mean, it's not the same, but it's. I do find there are a lot of sort of grok defenders who will, try and kick you in Liga. But yeah, it's nothing's quite the same as the physicality of the Premier League. But Liga is quite close. But yeah, okay. Apparently, I was just looking at this is Anfield. They have a story today called Bradley Barcola's price tag rockets as PSG use Man City transfer as the benchmark. And this is the thing where when we would expect Barcola's transfer fee to be around 80 million, PSG are claimed, I don't know who's claiming it, PSG are claimed to see Barcola as worth way more than the £116 million fee agreed for Elliot Anderson's move to Man City. So they're talking way more, 130, 140 million for Barcola.
No,
automatic.
Simple as that. No,
absolutely, because we've got too much to do, don't we, Nigel? We've got too much strengthening to do. So there's that. Other alternatives to Barcola then, we've got people like Yakubu Minte and Said Al-Mala. Minte, we've seen bits of him in Brighton. He's surprisingly only 21 years old.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
And if you look on your screen, audio listeners, you won't have it, but his key passes and crossing and dribbling are all fantastic.
Yeah.
And that would work with Isak.
Yes.
Someone to pass it to Isak, someone to cross to Isak, and someone to dribble to make space and to be exciting to watch. What Minte is down on is assists, his NPXG plus XA. his actual non-penalty goals as well, the actual goals and assists. But with the key passing high and the crossing high and the dribbling high, I mean, he's a great player, great young talent, only 21. Question is, how much would Brighton want?
Who's he playing with in the World Cup again?
Did he play with Ghana? I'm not sure.
Oh, yes. I think it is. And they are playing...
Sorry, no, he's not. He's Gambian, so he's not in the World Cup.
Oh, he's not in it? Okay, right, okay.
And I said Yakubu because I'm always thinking of Yakubu, but it's Yankuba. Excuse me, Yankuba. Mint.
I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but we can't really say, But I'd rather like buy a player like that or like Munoz than go massively over the odds for 19-year-olds who have played 40 games. If you know what I mean, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit like an FSG profile, so to speak. And people will be giving out about FSG profiles and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem to fit what we want to do. We want to sign young players, but we want to sign them at a decent price. Like we've signed 2 young centre halves. We've got 2 young centre halves coming in. We got Jacque and Leone coming back from injury, and then we've signed the other 3 young centre halves who will come up through the youth ranks as well. We've got Munoz for 35 million, around the same price we paid for Mo Salah back in 2017 or whatever it was, and that's more in keeping with our philosophy, so to speak.
I think it's a good one because we need players with something to prove.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Almada, apparently, I was listening to, I think it was the Anfield Rap, and they were saying that he was released from Mönchengladbach as a 14-year-old and had to sort of work his way back up to the Bundesliga. Okay. His stats are kind of off the charts. His NPXG plus XA, like how creative he is and how much he's expected to score, is completely off the charts. It's like really amazing. His actual non-penalty goals is also brilliant. His dribbling is good. His ball carrying is good. But his crossing is fairly poor. His key passes is extremely poor. So we can't expect him to pass the ball or cross the ball very well. But he's good at dribbling and he scores goals. Apparently he's tall as well, but I will check that.
He's 6'2".
That's right.
I'm just looking at his stats here, and he's actually German. His father's Lebanese.
Uh-huh.
So that's actually not he's actually born in Germany.
13 goals and 4 assists from just under 2,000 minutes, which is very good. You're basically, for 2,000 minutes, you're ideally looking for 20 goal involvements. He's got 17 goal involvements. So it's very close to that. And he's only 19. He's turned 20 in August the 26th. So,
and just another name to mention to you as well, not necessarily in the attacking sense, is the holding midfield player. Is he with Cologne as well? What's the guy's name? Oh God!
Are you talking about Chema Andres?
Yes, I think I am.
He's from Stuttgart. Yes, I was looking at him a couple of months ago. Again, just the stats, but he looked very, very interesting to me in terms of his.
Is he registered with Real Madrid or something? Or is he?
He did come through Real Madrid's academy. He's very tall. He's sort of Busquets type. He's not particularly mobile, but he's got very good control. He's press resistant. Very good at tackling. Extremely good at tackling. Good at defending corners and things like that because he's so tall. And he has a sort of great metronome feel to his passing.
He's a bit Fabinho like.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. He's a bit Fabinho and Busquets, that kind of style of number 6. Chema Andres. He's looked really good when a little bits I've seen of him. So I would be interested in him, but no, sticking with the idea of wingers, I like this Saïd Mala guy. I like the idea, Nigel, of getting in a load of young players so that they can grow together.
Absolutely. Didn't we? Basically, that's what Jurgen Klopp did. Like, he brought in Andy Robertson, he brought in Mo Salah, he brought in Sadio Mane the season before that. He already had Firmino, and they all kind of went for 7 or 8 seasons together, and we ended up winning everything. That's very important. Continuity, good camaraderie within the team, knowing the players all knowing one another well and getting on okay, or they don't have to get on well, just play well together.
And the understanding on the pitch as well. Because it just makes sense to me. But sticking with it in the Bundesliga, so to move from Said Al-Mala, who, as I say, was very good at NP, XG and XA. He scored a lot of goals. His actual assists was quite down, but it should have been a lot higher because his expected assists were incredible. But he's not good at key passing, crossing, not particularly. He's okay at carrying the ball. He's okay at dribbling. But the guy that I want to show you now is Basumana Toure, who I've only just started looking at, and he's Hoffenheim, 20 years old.
Okay.
And if you look at his sort of stat wheel, he's the purple one, Nigel.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he is good at everything.
Ooh.
He's good at assists, key passes, crosses, carrying, dribbling. His non-penalty goals is better than average, but only just better than average. And his NPXG and XA is, again, significantly better than average.
A very complete heptagon there. Is that a heptagon? Side?
Yeah, heptagon. You're absolutely right. I was going to say hexagon. No, it's a heptagon. Exactly. You're absolutely right. Good word.
Yes.
So he's the most complete of all of these that I've been looking at. I've also looked at Francisco Conceição, who does extremely well. Again, in the most important one for me, the NPXG and XA. The most important, again, because it tells you how many goal involvements you could have and you should have. And again, Francisco Conceição is, astronomical. He's as good as anyone. Whether you can convince Juventus to sell and at what price and would he want to come, all big question marks. But I think he would be brilliant. He's only 23 years old. I would love Conceição. I would love Basumana Toure. And if I'm going to pick two, those are my two. I don't know. Fernandez Pardo has been mentioned as well. For me, he's very unimpressive statistically. And I go with the stats because that's the real data. With those stats, I mean, various stats that tell you how many goal involvements they can do. And I think it's the easiest position, Nigel. I don't know what your feelings are about this. It's the easiest position, like attacker is the easiest position to judge with stats, because if you don't score or create, then I'm probably not going to be interested.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. The guys are judged on what goals are scored. Natural strikers are worth their weight in gold. Guys like Shearer, Ian Rush, those kind of guys. And then you've got the kind of more maverick player. You got your Beardsleys, you got your John Barnes, you got your Gascoignes. You know what I mean? They're capable of the players. They're the ones that get the fans off the seat, so to speak. You know what I mean? You'd always think that these players have done more than they might have sometimes because of how you feel about them, because great players and all that. So we've got a couple of guys there who could do that, but it was so diluted last season that we didn't really, it's just I just want players to come in who are going to improve the squad, push us at least 15 points higher in the league than we finished last year. Has to be at least 15 points. It can't be any less than that, I don't think. It's not acceptable for us to be kind of challenging for fourth place. It kind of was back in 2004. And even after that, it was a surprise that we won that European Cup in 2005, and we started kind of kicking on a little bit. But we just some of the players just didn't lend themselves to what we had, and then we had the first American owners that we had, and everything kind of bombed a bit, and we ended up with Hodgson in charge, and then we ended up with Brendan Rodgers, who seemed to think he could replace Luis Suarez with more workman-like players, so to speak, a complete maverick, so to speak, Luis Suarez. But then we ended up getting Jurgen, and that's all she wrote. Then after that, the coach is very important. That's basically, I think, what I'm trying to say there in a roundabout way. Our coach has to get stuff right. Well, I said it earlier on about some of the coaching in the World Cup and some of the teams that have gone home big teams because of the way they're being coached in particular. So this coach has got to get us going at the start, and I think he will. I hope he will anyway. It can't be any worse than last season, but we have got to be at least 15 points better.
I don't know. I think you're being too optimistic. I really do. Let's have a look at our squad, our current squad, regardless of what's gone on before. We've got Iraola's come in. Forget everything. This is great. This is day zero. Forget everything. We've got a new exciting coach coming in. What's he got to work with? Again, the excellent Anfield.com published a list of the 19 players not involved in the World Cup who will be available to start pre-season. So, of course, we have players to come back from the World Cup as well. But the list of 19 players who didn't go goes as this. And we'll go through each position, goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and forwards one by one, each of the positions one by one. And we'll just talk about, again, what's Iraola got to work with. So goalkeepers, he's got Mamardashvili, Freddie Woodman, and Armin Pesci. Alisson obviously is coming back. Those four goalkeepers, happy enough with that, Nigel?
Ooh, hard to say. Hard to say. If Alisson can keep fit,
he won't. I'm telling
probably
you now.
not. Probably not. I think in the long run, what I've seen of Armin Pesci looks a very, very good goalkeeper, Hungarian lad, and looks a very, very good goalkeeper. Give him maybe 3 years, and he could be our number one.
Wow.
That's
okay. So I mean,
Freddie Woodman did well in a couple of games last season. Mamardashvili needs to do more of the basics right. He did okay at places, but he seems to be a good shot stopper, but we seem a little bit loose at times with him in goal. But listen, you're taking a drop down. Whatever goalkeeper you put in after Alisson, it's a drop down, because I still think he's the best in the world.
Would you buy a goalkeeper if it was up to you?
Depends on what's available.
Has anybody stood out, like even from the World Cup or anything?
No, a couple of goalkeepers have done very well in games, but I wouldn't be signing them.
Okay.
We learned that lesson a long time ago.
About
Liverpool signing players that did well at World Cups. Don't work.
But we should have learned it with Phil Babb, but we still ended up signing El Hadji Diouf and Salif Diao, didn't we? But okay.
Whoa.
We won't go there, but it's all finished. We're going to go start with day zero. So defenders on the list, we've got Joe Gomez. Again, it's a luxury. He's not going to stay fit. Giovanni Leone coming back from injury. Jeremy Jacquet coming back from injury. Milos Kerkez. Kostas Tsimikas coming back from Rome. Jeremy Frimpong and Kelvin Ramsey.
Going forward to injury.
Pardon?
Calvin Ramsey going forward to injury.
Yes, he's unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
But he's also not been very good enough. So, I mean, of those, like, what's Iraola got to work with here? I mean, Virgil van Dijk's coming back, and that's it, isn't it? Conor Bradley's supposed to be coming back at some point, but maybe not next season. Who knows? Yeah. He's got nothing to work with. So what do we need from there? We need. I mean, I think we should replace Virgil van Dijk. There you go. There's a statement. I think we should replace Virgil.
You should be looking at it, but you've got two really good centre halves there. You got Leone and Jacquet, and you got these other three young lads coming up. Hopefully, so hopefully we've got the ready-made replacement in those 5 players.
No. Leone and Jacquet, 18, 19, 20, however young they are, and a few 18-year-old kids, they can't replace Virgil.
Well, they might have to. They might have to.
No, but realistically...
I understand. But I understand.
Football. I'd like to... Go on.
No, just you might have a name or something like that. Like, listen, I don't watch anything like the amount of football as I used to. Names don't spring off the top of my head for players. If you say the name, maybe I might know it. But
I think the best defender in the world is William Pacho of PSG. He had a pretty dodgy game in one of the Champions League semi-finals where they conceded 4 goals or whatever it was against Bayern Munich. But apart from that game, Pacho is pretty much immaculate. And his central defensive partner for Ecuador, I can't remember his name. It begins with an O. Just for the fact that I've seen him play once for Ecuador and I fell asleep this World Cup, he played very well. And based on the fact that they only conceded 5 goals in all of their qualifying campaign, makes me think, well, maybe this guy's worth a look. Maybe he just looks good because he's playing next to William Pacho. But I think he might be worth a look. But yeah, nobody stands out to me either in terms of like you want someone who's like the best defender that these players have ever seen. A player I like is Estev from Burnley, which is a very unfashionable shout. He was brilliant whenever I saw him, and he'd be available for a good price, you would think, unless someone's already snapped him up. I don't know. But yeah, I think we need to sign 2 centre-backs, both experienced, and maybe go to 3 at the back.
Yeah, possibly.
Midfielders.
I wouldn't have. I'm sorry, I wouldn't have Frimpong as a defender.
Yeah, let's talk about the fullbacks. Yeah, so we've got Frimpong. We've got 1 right back because I'm not counting Joe Gomez.
Yeah,
and you're not counting Frimpong as a right back.
I just don't think he's a defender.
Yeah,
with his pace, he shouldn't be a defender. You know, I don't mind having pace, but it's just, you've got to be able to tackle. He's a forward-looking player for me, anyway. He looks like a midfielder, maybe slightly defensive, but just
an attacking wing back is what he is.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
In a back 3.
Yeah, that's a fair.
With
I
a
just
back
don't
3
think as an out-and-out defender, I can't see it.
So I mean, so you're agreeing with me? We need to buy.
Oh, we need to buy fullbacks.
1 right back because Joe Gomez doesn't really count, unfortunately.
I'd buy 2. We said this before. I'd buy 2 right backs.
Well, I'd buy 2 right backs if he's playing a back 4, but I'd buy 1 if he's playing, with wing backs, because then someone else can do a job if you have an injury crisis. Like,
sure.
But okay, like Soboslai, for example.
Yes, I've got Jones for a while.
Yeah. So our midfielders: Dominic Soboslai, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Trainioni, Stefan Bajcetic, remember him, Bajcetic, and James McConnell. Those are the fit and not involved in the World Cup players in midfield. I'm excited to see Harvey play again, but of course he's not going to be elite level because he's Soboslai pissed me off last season, so I'm not particularly excited to see him. But I mean, he's good to watch. Curtis Jones might not be there, although apparently there's some, the valuations are somewhat miles apart in terms of how Inter Milan and Liverpool are negotiating for Curtis. So there's Curtis, there's Trainioni, who I am excited about, as Brian was saying.
Good player. He looks like he has to put on some weight as well.
Some muscle. Yeah, he hasn't been on the cheeseburgers, but yeah, he's been in the gym. Absolutely. Bajcetic, who of course, unfortunately, we overplayed him and ruined his body. So he's not going to be off the level. And James McConnell, I mean, is there any redemption story for James McConnell with the new manager?
Very good player, James McConnell. Very good player. He came in a few games. I think he actually played in the cup final. Came on as a sub, I think, in the cup final and did really, really well.
In the League Cup final? Yeah, he was brilliant.
Absolutely superb. Really good. He's a good player. Like, he does the simple stuff. You know what I mean? That's what you want. You want these guys on the ball who are able to just see a pass or make a tackle. You don't have to be running 60 yards and hitting 50-yard passes all the time. Just do the simple stuff and let the play go around you then. It's not exactly rocket science. And he's a good player. He does that really well. I'd like to see him getting some kind of a chance. The same with Bajcetic, the same with Trainioni. If you're there, give him a go. We've got some good young lads as well. There's going to be a lot of the young lads travelling with us. A lot of the youth team, the under 21s, second reserves, whatever, basically. But and like you see 3 strikers there in the names. Will Wright will travel, I presume.
If he's not injured, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, sticking with the midfield before we go to the forwards. You're looking at a team to challenge the likes of Man City's midfield and Arsenal's midfield to win the Premier League. Any of those players that we've mentioned good enough to do that? Between Soboslai, Jones, Elliott, Nioni, Bajcetic and McConnell?
Soboslai with the right attitude, yes.
Okay, I agree. So we've got 1 midfielder capable of playing at an elite level in the Premier League. We've got 1.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, Gravenberch's to come back. He can play there as
He
well. He can step up. So we've got two. McAllister's going to come back, but we know how we feel.
Yeah.
McAllister, right? I mean, he can't run anymore. So
Well, that remains to be seen. I think that could be disproven. We discussed it earlier on, the failure of our coaching staff last season to maintain a high level of fitness and a high level of press and a high level of what's the word? Functionality maybe within our team that we had in the previous seasons. So I think McAllister might improve. Depends on how far Argentina go.
See, that he's optimistic. That is really optimistic for me.
I'm an optimistic person,
I know.
and he's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player. There is no doubt McAllister's a brilliant player. And if he gets the attitude right and gets the fitness right, he'll be fine.
I think he can play at the elite level if he can run, but I've never seen players sort of lose their legs and then get them back.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's entirely down to his legs.
It looked that way to me, but yeah, it might be an attitude thing.
No, not even attitude. The way he was being coached.
Okay. Well, we'll see. But I okay. For me, I'm going to replace McAllister. If it was my squad, I'm replacing McAllister. I'm getting people who definitely can run and people who are definitely hungry. We've been linked again with Lamine Camara. So again, tenuous links, Twitter stuff. But it's just someone who people would like to see. And Sangaré, not Ibrahima Sangaré at the World Cup, but Mamadou Sangaré from Lens, who looks a great talent. We spoke about him before. I'd get both of those in if I could to play alongside Soboslai and Gravenberch. And when you've got a three at the back, you need two defensive-minded midfielders. I think we could. If we sign two DMs, we were talking about Chema Andres before, very rangy number 6, not particularly mobile, but very, very good passing range, good tackler, press resistant, a good metronome feel. But again, he can't run all that much. And I just wonder in an Iraola system where we're going to want to attack a lot, we need defenders and a DM who can turn around and run back to the goal and close space, and keep up with the pace of the Premier League counter-attacking teams.
Yeah, well, I heard somebody saying that Iraola likes to play a double pivot.
So yes, exactly.
And then somebody going behind him to kind of sweep up.
So I'm thinking both, Camara and Sangaré. Sangaré's left-footed. Mamadou Sangaré is left-footed, and I'd love to see that at the base of midfield as a double pivot with one left-footed player and one right-footed player. That would be terrific. And he shouldn't be too expensive. Certainly not 116 million or whatever. So there's that. So for the midfield, do you have anything to add about the midfield, about what you would like to see? Do you agree?
No, I do. I agree. We need players, but I'm just kind of out of touch with. I could rattle off. Well, I couldn't actually. That's the thing. I couldn't rattle off names. There was a time when I could.
But profiles, though, in terms of profile, we need
profile. Profile. Well, yeah, we need a holding midfield player. We need a destroyer, someone who would stick the foot in and then not be afraid to take a card for his team, and legs as well. Then we need the players to have legs and be willing to run through brick walls for each other and the manager and the fans. That's what you want. You want 100% effort all the time.
So I'm saying we need two of those players in midfield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't. Well, it's going to be a long season. We could be playing over 60 matches again in all competitions.
Things go well.
Yeah. If things go well, yeah. But let's try and look on the best side of things all the time. Hopefully.
Yeah. But that's what I'm doing. I'm saying we need two of them.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. But it's just. See, the teams know we have money. That's the problem. And the players we're trying to buy, I think, are at teams who also have money, so they can afford to massively overprice their players.
Which they do every time a Premier League team comes in as well.
Exactly. So there might be the way to go to get the kind of lesser names. I don't want to put down Lamine Camara or anything like that, but that might have to be the way to go.
I don't mind it at all.
Neither do I. Like a Munoz.
In terms of forwards, officially we've got Chiesa, Rio, and Jayden Danns. We also have Will Wright, who may or may not be injured because he's not on this list. We've also got Florian Wirtz coming back. We've got Isak coming back. Who else? We've got Gakpo coming back. Have I missed anybody? I don't know. We've got Josh Abbey from the academy, 15 years old. Looks amazing, doesn't he?
The other 15-year-old guy, and apparently we've signed the young guy in Northern Ireland who scored 256 goals in a season.
Yes, I'd take 150 in his first season.
Yeah, so that's a good. That's some of the young talent we seem to be signing bodes very well for the future, but we've got to try and do something about the current situation as well. So I'm sure Iraola and his staff and the FSG are working behind the scenes to try and sign players. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see and hope to do a good job on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, again, 3 at the back, Wirtz behind the front too. If we play three at the back, then the front 2. We spent a long time talking about wingers as alternatives to Diomandé, but maybe we'll just get strikers in. I don't know. We'll have two strikers running ahead of Wirtz with 2 attacking fullbacks, providing the width. So he has 4 players ahead of him to choose from. That's what I would do, but I don't know. I don't know anything. But yeah, so forward-wise, how late are we? Are we almost there? Signing 2 wingers, 2 attackers. What?
You see, it's that thing again. Like you said earlier on, we want to sign 2 fullbacks if we're going to play a flat back 4. Who knows whether we're going to play a flat back 4 or not? Are we going to play with wingers? We've signed Munoz, so but we never replace Diaz. We're going to have to replace Mo. Hopefully, Alexander Isak can play and play well this season coming up. He's played 390 minutes in a row for Sweden and done okay. He'll be playing now in about an hour's time against France. We'll see how he goes. I hope he does well. I want to see him being confident and being. I know he got a bad injury at the end, but I think he really suffered under that system. It just didn't suit him at Newcastle or at Sweden. You see him drifting out towards the wing at times. He scored a brilliant goal, drifting in off the wing, and got 2 assists as well because he works hard and blocked down a player and then set up another guy. And he's had a few assists, but the way he was kind of isolated really didn't help his play, and then he got injured. He's got the 3 goals he scored. I think he scored three goals, something like that. And the 3 goals were really nice goals. He scored an excellent goal against West Ham, an excellent goal to get injured when he got injured against Spurs in the league. And he looks lively in the World Cup. I'm not sure. I don't think you've seen that much of him yet. But just have a look at him tonight and see him moving off the wing. So
yeah,
you might need somebody who's going to be a good link with him, and we might not need another striker if we can play Wirtz and him kind of dovetailing. And Munoz. Now we will need them, but I'm just saying if we can get him playing and get Wirtz playing, they could be very, very dangerous. It's an intriguing possibility.
Yeah, no, it really is. That's very true. But I just have such little faith in Isak's body, even though that might be unfair if it's just coming back from a broken leg. You can't do much about that. I just have very little faith in how. I mean, I read that he was training on his own after the first 90-minute game because he couldn't take part in team training because his body was too exhausted after the 90 minutes. And of course, Sweden, they're going to play him for another 90 minutes tonight if they can.
He's played all the games and he's done okay. You know what I mean?
But my point is that they're taking too many risks with our boy. Give him 70. But we'll see what happens. Of course, the listener, you will know what happened in France, Sweden. And thank you very much, listener, for being with us as usual. If you would like to share Kop On podcast, then please do. The world is burning up, and this latest heat wave in France here has been absolutely horrendous. If you're sensitive to the heat like I am, it was 41 degrees. There was one day where it started off being 35 by 8 a.m. and it was 41 at 8 p.m. 12 hours later. It was just relentless, absolutely horrendous. So, do something for the environment, please, listeners, whatever it is, a little thing, stay in bed instead of going out, taking your car, just have a lie in. listen to Kop On repeat. There you go. That's something you could do for the environment. Write to your local MP to ask them to have a new job where you can just get to stay in and listen to Kop On repeat and get paid, because that's what I want for all of my listeners. Laziness is the new revolution. But yeah, I don't really have much more to add for this episode, Nigel. Is there anything you would like to add, or it's okay?
No, I don't think so. Hopefully, some new signings soon, so we can have something else to talk about. It's kind of
and not just for that, but because we freaking need them.
Yeah, we do. The tour will be starting soon. Like tomorrow's the 1st of July.
Yeah.
So the tour will be starting soon, and we'll get to see the boys back in action, hopefully, and with a few new faces and a new attitude.
I tell you what I'm looking forward to, because I'm going to edit this. It's going to be the 1st of July. So this is going to be the new season of Kop On. I'm going to say goodbye, because I work like Football Manager. The whole game restarts on the 1st of July after all the old contracts finish. So this is the start of a new season of Kop On, season 9.
Can I have a pay rise?
Would you believe? Can you have a, sorry?
Can I have a pay rise tomorrow? Pay rise, 1st of July, new contract.
Oh, I see. Pay rise. Sorry, I thought I heard a pair of eyes.
A pay rise.
A pay rise. Oh, excuse me. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yeah, of course you can. We'll sign you up on a Chelsea kind of deal. 9-year contract.
99-year lease.
Yes, an amortized one. Of course you can. Thank you very much, Nigel. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much, really. And so thank you very much to the listeners. So this is season 9, episode 1 of Kop On podcast. Deary me. What a pleasure it's been over these years. Thank you, Nigel, for being part of it as well. And thank you, listeners, for being part of it. Get in touch, koponpodcast@gmail.com, and enjoy the World Cup if that's your thing. I hope your team, whoever it may be, does very well. But I'm just, I don't know, kicking the empty can down the dirty, deserted alleyway, just waiting for the real stuff to come back. Thank you very much. We'll speak to you soon.